Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and today we're going to be playing a little bit of Historic Best of 1. So, previously in the Artisan event, the favourite deck out of that event was this Hoplite deck, essentially. And I wondered if I could take that into a different format and really go in on the Mono-White Devotion thing, which is kind of what I've tried to do here. It is a little bit of a Pridemate shenanigans kind of deck, so there's going to be a lot of same strategies that you really expect, but it's kind of not to be helped in a way, because I think to not play into this Pridemate strategy is definitely an egregious error as far as the deck is concerned. But Reverent Hoplite is hopefully going to be the primary build around here. 5 mana 1/2, when it enters the battlefield, you create a number of 1/1 white human creature soldier tokens equal to your devotion to white. So when I saw this card, I thought about how we could actually make mono white devotion really work. And the two key pieces in standard were Daxos and Linden, but when you really think about it and opened it up into historic, you get things like Soul Warden, which triggers off of each creature entering the battlefield, which is basically another Daxos effect. It's nice turn 1, turn 2, get 3 pips in, turn 3, get 6 pips in, turn 4, get maybe 8 pips in, and then you've got your Hoplite for 9, triggering off of these ETBs on Daxos and Soul Warden. That was kind of the dream. Hopefully we get to pull it off today. We'll have to see. But yeah, really wanted to make sure that we got some sort of win condition in the deck that's not Reverent Hoplite, just in case we didn't see it. And Pridemate kind of just came into its own. So we got Ajani's Strength of the Pride as a 4 mana 5 loyalty Planeswalker. The -2 makes a Ajani's Pridemate, which whenever you gain life, you put a 1/1 counter on Ajani's Pridemate. Hoping that the Hoplite makes millions of triggers and millions of things for Ajani's Pridemate. Sarah's Ascendant, also out of the Historic Anthology, really likes life totals being very high. Again, with the Hoplite, we're going to gain a mass amount of life with Soul Warden and Daxos, hopefully. So we're going to be able to make this into a 6/6 flying lifelink, which is dirty. Absolutely dirty. And then our support cards are Birth of Meletus, so that we get a token and life gain, triggering off of these, and then Chapter 3 gaining life on its own. We got the Tactician to tap down our opponent so that we can get in maybe with a little bit of pseudo-evasion, allowing our opponent not to block with the things they want to block with, and have to block our Pridemate with their best cards. And then we got Banishing Light and Tribunal just to take care of anything that is nonsense related. The mana base is very difficult to understand. We've got 19 planes, 4 Castle Ardenvales, which make tokens, which trigger off the Daxos and the Soul Warden. It took me a long time to understand this synergy. You know, it is what it is. Alright, without further ado, let's do some historic, shall we? Make sure to like and subscribe if you do enjoy the content, and all that jazz. This video is brought to you by the generous support of our wonderful patrons that you see here. If you'd like to support the channel and get access to cool content like sneak peeks, bonus videos, polls on future content, or access to personal deck critiques from myself every month, then check out the Patreon link down in the description below. With all that said, let's get into the gameplay. Okie dokie, pig in a pokey. What have we got here? I think we've got a decent enough hand. We've got Soul Warden, Pridemate. It's a decent enough combination. And we've got a little bit of tempo if we really want it. So let's go. See what we are up against. What you got, opponent? Blood Crypt for our opponent. Okay, well, let's play our Pridemate, trigger Soul Warden, and get on in for 1 damage. Got a pretty decent attack next turn with the Benelish Marshal. It's Grixis for our opponent, so expect a lot of removal. I imagine Ajani's Pridemate's going to bite the dust here. And we're probably going to lose. So I don't know if we've really got a good matchup against a thing like that. Oh, Carnival? Okay. Alright. Well, we've got a Benelish Marshal, so we can get him for 4 points. Take our opponent to 15. Yeah, Grixis, jam-packed full of removal, so I expect everything's gonna die. Thought Erasure can take... You're gonna take the Tactician? Gonna go for the Hoplite, okay. Well, you're taking 7. And if they don't have a board wipe, they're in pretty deep trouble here. So we're going to go Ajani. And if we tick up with Ajani, we gain a little bit more points here. So we got the 8 for lethal next turn. I think we might go for that. If we go tick down, we kind of add the same amount of pressure, but we have a lower loyalty Ajani, and we lose whatever we do because of the Ritual of Soot. So, you know, works out that way. Okay, so let's make a Pridemate. Play Benelish Marshal. And see if we can win. Again, it's a situation where if our opponent doesn't remove a creature, then we have the lethal swing. Enter the God Eternals, however. Gonna make things a little bit difficult. Birth of Meletus. Okay. So let's Ardenvale Tactician for the damage, I think. We're gonna go Birth of Meletus to Thin. Puts us on the 5 mana we need for Hoplite. Yeah, I think we're just ticking down. And then use the Tactician to tap down their board. And hopefully do some damage. So they're going to go to combat. We are going to attempt to tap this down. See if they've got an Ionize or a Sabotage. They do not. Okay. And then board wipe. Bolus. Got some up. Eyeing up my graveyard. Command the Dreadhorde. That's exactly 6 mana. Dispersal. Okay. So we lose our Ajani. Make a token. We're going to swing for 4. Take our opponent to 5. And I think we pass. We're going to gain life off the Birth of Meletus. So we're going to have 2 3/3s. We're making a 1/1 with Ardenvale. Opponent's getting in. I mean, this 0/4 holds no value to me. Except for reducing the 4 damage. Which might just be... Yeah, it's going to be a board wipe. Okay. So we Ardenvale. Make a 1/1. Gain the life. Unfortunately, we don't have lethal here, but we can swing and take our opponent to 4. We can play the Tactician. Puts 2 points on board rather than the Ardenvale's 1. And we get a flyer as well, which could be relevant. So let's see what we can do. Carnival, sure. And Eldest Reborn gets rid of Ardenvale Tactician. That's disappointing. Okay, so Birth of Meletus. Grab a planes, play a planes. Within the deck. Pass the turn. We don't discard anything with the Eldest Reborn. But it's going to be a really huge issue for us. Captive Audience. Okay. So we're going to discard our hand. Reverent Hoplite, eh? Making 2 1/1s. How powerful. Well, we're going for it. There we go. And then they get to reanimate. They've got Ajani in here, Benelish Marshal, Linden's in there as well. Didn't spot that one going in. Yeah, it's something from our graveyard, essentially. So Ajani makes 2/2, Marshal, Linden. It's all 1 points here and blah, blah, blah. They could get 2 creatures with a Hoplite. Gonna go with the Benelish Marshal, though. And Eldest Reborn. Sacrifice our thingamajiggery. And make our life total 4. Ugh, come on. Opponent's had enough, though. Since we have lethal right there. Alright, I didn't think I were winning that one, but opponent just never had good cards, I guess. Eldest Reborn against tokens just wasn't going to do much. Carnival Carnage is a garbage card, so that was never going to do much. Eldest Reborn was kind of like... Not the Eldest Reborn. Enter the God Eternals was about the best card we saw there from them, I think. So, yeah, take the win. Okay, then, we're in, and yeah, I really love this hand. It just looks like a Pridemate hand to me, so let's go for it. We've got turn 1 Soul Warden, turn 2 Pridemate, and then we get to drop down either Benelish Marshal or Serra Ascendant, depending on what we top deck from that point forward. So opponent's on Simic. At the moment, probably ends up just being Simic. Could be like a teamer list, I suppose, with Wilderness Reclamation. It's Sultai, alright. We're going with an Explore package. Righto. Well, let's go Johnny's Pridemate and start pumping the Pridemate. Should be able to get that big enough to swing through a Wild Growth Walker, especially with Benelish Marshal on the way. And what do you need to be at? 30 or more life. Okay, so we're 8 points of life away from a Serra Ascendant being online, which is going to be really useful for us. But I imagine they've got a cast down? Assassin's Trophy. Okay. Works for me. Thins the deck. We already have plenty of lands, so it's not really helping us in that fashion, but it is a creature that's going to be an issue. Do we play Banishing Light on Wild Growth Walker? It's a good question, Tom. I don't know if we do. I think there's probably worse things our opponent could have. I don't expect them to have board wipes necessarily, so we're just going to commit to this board state. Pump up the Soul Warden for that extra 2 points. And just hope for the best. We've got now a blocker on the Wild Growth Walker. Could have a Vraska here, I guess, for 4 mana. Could allow them to take care of the Benelish Marshal. I doubt they attack, yeah. Ooh, we got an Ajani, Strength of the Pride. That's a really good one. Okay, so we're going to play Castle Ardenvale. Going to play Ajani, Strength of the Pride. Can make a Pridemate with that, and it will trigger the Soul Warden as well. So we're going to gain a little bit of life there.
Our true strength lies in our friendship.
Got ourselves a nice 4/4. And we're going to swing in. Let me swing in with all. What could they have? I mean, this only gets pumped from Explore triggers, and there's no Flash Explores. Could be Flash creatures in general, I suppose. But I guess I'm okay with that risk being taken here. Ah, Assassin's Trophy. Okay. Sure. So we lose our Soul Warden. We gain a little bit of life, pumping up the Pridemate. Yeah, didn't really consider that. Probably should have, to be honest. Okay. Chemist's Insight for our opponent. What a weird deck they've got here. It's definitely a homebrew. I've never seen anything quite like it, to be honest. Serra Ascendant. Okay. So I think we are making another Pridemate. We want to be pumping them as much as possible. Opponent's not really committed anything to this board, so I'm kind of interested in going for the Banishing Light this time around, just so we have the Serra Ascendant attack for the life gain. So let's get rid of the Walker. It is a bit aggressive. Our opponent could put down something real big, but I think with some real big Pridemates, we should be okay with that. And do we go with a Serra Ascendant here? Puts us up to 30 on the tick up for Ajani, which does pump these Ascendants, and we're doing nothing else. So this can only really be punished, I think, by a board wipe. Our opponent's deck doesn't seem like the kind to be doing that. It's a Yarok deck, okay. You know, that's pretty good, but you know what else is pretty good? 2 6/6s with flying. I'd say that's pretty neat. We are going to swing, swing, swing. We're not too afraid of losing a Pridemate to a Yarok. Since we're attacking for lethal. Ah, we actually were attacking for lethal in the air. I've missed lethal. I'm an idiot! Yeah, I forgot about the life gain. So they go up to 3. We're giving our opponent a turn they shouldn't have. And we'll see what happens. Are we going to get punished? Should have only swung with the Ascendants there. Okay. Yeah, in the world of current Magic, where every single card has 16 lines of text, I should have really known that this had lifelink. Illyrios, that won't do it. They need to answer the board completely, and if they're committing like this, that means that they just do not have the answer. Yeah, alright. Never punished. But yes, we had lethal. Our opponent shouldn't have been able to cast that kind of stuff. So, is what it is. We're still 2-0. So, yeah. Okay, we're in, and very much a Pridemate hand. I'm kind of regretting putting these in, because it's gone from a mono-white devotion deck like originally tended, and just turned into a Pridemate deck. I think it could do just fine without these, to be fair. But I knew when I looked at the final deck list, I knew 100% if I didn't include these, I would be asked why I did not include these. And that was just... is what that was. Alright, we're going to go with Johnny's Pridemate here. Start pumping it up early. Opponents on Bants, which could be a ramp deck or a mid-rangey deck. We'll see which one. Could even be a Golos deck. You just never know, right? Still Bant. Yeah, I'm expecting things like Dream Trawlers and other nonsense of that sort. Alright, so we're going to go with a Daxos, so that future creatures entering will trigger massively. And we get to swing in for 5. I'm hoping to get our board state out of range of things like Tolsimir, essentially, those fight mechanics. As long as my Pridemate's at least a 4-4, the Voha token cannot take out my Pridemate. Hydroid Chris is X4, yeah, we don't have to worry about X4, sorry, X2. Don't have to worry about that. Oh boy. Oh boy, please. Let's go Pridemate, get 2 triggers. Boop and boop, and boop and boop. And we're gonna swing in with you and you. Not the Soul Warden. I really hope for a land off the top. A land off the top just makes this really awesome. Come on, game. You know you want to give me a land so we can hoplite for 6. 12 triggers. It would be lovely. Come on. No board wipe either. That would be brutal. I might cry. Don't make me cry, opponent. You know you don't want to... Oh my god! I only get to draw a card, and it would have been a Plains. There goes our dreams. Dreams are dead, chat. Never have dreams. It's not worth it. Alright. Well, a Hoplite X1 sounds great. I guess I'm just going to play down a Tactician 2-3. Hope for the best. Put some pips on the board at the very least so the Hoplites aren't completely garbage. Omen of the Sea. What on earth is our opponent playing? A Hydroid Crisis board wipe deck. It's very mid-rangey for sure. Oh, that would have been so cool. I wanted to win like that. Oh well. Can't always get what you want. 2 mana left. Another Omen of the Sea, perhaps? Fae of Wishes. Okay. Let's go with a Johnny Strength of the Pride then. And hope for the best that they don't have another Shatter the Sky. So they're playing a 1-4, so they don't take 2 damage, which I find very interesting. Wolf Willow Haven, what are you ramping to? Is it just to do Hydroid Crisis? Ah! Makes a lot of sense. And Omniscience, and now we lose. Omen of the Sea. What a weird deck. A Hydroid Crisis Omniscience deck. Everything else makes sense. But the Hydroid Crisis doesn't. Okay. The problem is they've got a Fae of Wishes, which they can go into their sideboard for any card, so there's really no reason why they couldn't just have a win condition right here with Fae of Wishes. So let's see what their win condition's going to be. Well, it's going to be whatever they want. They Fae of Wishes to get a sideboard option, to get a sideboard option. Okay. They go Mastermind's Acquisition to get another card out of their sideboard. From the sideboard. Scholar. Ah, okay. So now they get 2 Mastermind's Acquisitions. They get literally whatever they want at this point. How are they going to win? Could get 1,000-Year Storm. Something cool. Are you going to get something cool, opponent? I'm only sticking around if you're going to do something cool. Yay! Alright. 1,000-Year Storm empties out their sideboard. Okay, we'll let this one play out. Because this is sweet. Yep. Yep. And you have a way of flickering Scholar of Ages or anything like that? So, there's 0% chance that they whiff here unless they're actually really not paying attention to what they're doing. So it's just a matter of watching them do their thing. Tamio can go get Mastermind's Acquisition, which allows them to get like 10 cards from their library of their choice. And Inescapable Blaze. Alright. We just take infinite damage, effectively. Yeah. Pew, pew, pew. We'll let this play out just because it's cool. And I'd like my opponent to let me play it out if I was them. Alright. Cool. Cool. Couldn't beat it. Never gonna. It's a horrible matchup. Alrighty then, we're in, and this looks like a pretty nutty hand. We'll see though. Opponent with the Cryptic Command Sleeves and the Bolus Avatar just says to me that they are control, no fun allowed .deck. So we'll see. I mean, we're going all in. We don't care. If we lose, we lose. I don't care at least, so. Alright, Daxos triggers Soul Warden. Go. Thassa's Oracle, eh? Mono Blue Devotion then in Historic. An interesting idea for sure. Now we're going to go with the Pridemate. Get that up to a 4/4 so we can start swinging in with it. And yeah, there's no attacks here. So we'll just pass. Next turn we got some good attacks though. As long as we get to do our thing. Whenever a blue creature enters the battlefield, target player puts the top 2 cards of their library in their graveyard. Yes, they are very much a Thassa's Oracle deck, so we are going all in. Trigger. Forced block, and nice block. Not taking it, okay. Well, you're going to need to answer this right now. Because we got a really good block attack next turn as well. So you're going to need something good. Thassa won't do it. You need some really good bounce spells, I guess. But that's only going to be a little bit of help. If we get rid of one blocker, we got 3, 6, 7, 8. We got exactly lethal. Play around Spell Pierce. Get rid of Thassa's Oracle, because it's their win condition. If they do somehow win and they get to block the Soul Warden, it's going to suck, but... Mudfuck Trickster, okay. Mill Me. There was some good cards there. I'd have loved to have played the Hoplite. So get in with a 3, get in with a 3. Yep. You can afford to block the Soul Warden if I attack with it, so let's not. To the bottom. Boop, boop, boop. Getting rid of the 2 blue pips over the Sage Road Denizen, because I don't see the Sage Road Denizen actually making any difference here overall. Marshall and Castle Ardenvale. I mean, they are slowly getting there. Could do with a good card. Those weren't good cards. Tribunal's a reasonable card. 1 top, 3 bottom. Decides it's not good enough, not worth playing. Alright, cool. So, weird deck from our opponent. They were trying to mill us while also trying to win by self-mill with Thassa's Oracle. Very odd. Very odd indeed. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't think I am, though. Okay, we're in, and this looks like a very familiar hand. We've won with it once, we're going to win with it again. Let's go. Turn 1 Soul Warden, turn 2 Daxos, turn 3 Serra Ascendant, turn 4 Benelish Marshal, maybe. Something along that line, anyway. Opponent on the play first with Forest into Llanowar Elves. Oh boy. Oh, never mind. Alright, Pridemate on turn 2 is probably what we want to do here. Get that going as soon as possible so we have a really good, big, beefy attacker. It's the kind of thing that we want against our opponent's deck. Not sure what they're going to be playing. It's going to be a ramp deck of some sort. Could be Elf Ball, but New Horizons is not a very Elf Ball-y kind of card. Naya Dinos. Okay. So Regisaur Alpha triggers, brings in a token, triggers, and then we got a good block. It's kind of what we wanted. That is the dream. So we're going to go Daxos, trigger Pridemate, play a Plains, play Serra Ascendant, and trigger twice to 26, closing in on that Serra Ascendant. I think we want to get rid of Regisaur Alpha because it gives Dinos haste. Then again, what are they really doing with that haste? No, you just never know, right? Let's just get it out of here. Boop. No haste for you. I'll take the 5. No problems. We have a Benelish Marshal. Oh boy. Please. Please let me draw some lands. We got an X10 Hoplite. No! Opponent! Oh, I hate it! I can't cast this card. No one will let me. The game will not go on long enough, or they will screw me before I get there. God, maybe that's why this card's so bad. I don't know. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. Alright, we're in. We have the nuts. Let's keep it. We've got turn 1 Soul Warden, turn 2 Pridemate, turn 3 Daxos. Probably in that order. Could swap either one of these out. Depends kind of on the matchup, I guess. But, yep, turn 1 Soul Warden. Here we go. And then we've got the Birth of Meletus as well, which is a life gain trigger for the Pridemate. Oh, please don't be playing Blue Tempo, you boring individual. Don't be boring. Come on now. Trigger the Pridemate, pass the turn. Wizards? It's less boring. I accept your slightly more interesting deck. So this is a wizard, so they've got the Wizard's Retort. They've also got Merfolk Trickster, which I think is a wizard. Yeah, I think we're getting in with just the Pridemate here. Trickster it is. There you go. 'Tis a wizard. Pass, and we'll play Daxos. Trigger Pridemate. Nope, never mind. We've taken the text off of Pridemate, but it's fine. Just turns any creature into a 2-point trigger for Pridemate. They're going to have to answer this constantly, and if they don't Wizard's Lightning it almost immediately, they're going to be in big trouble. Storm Tamer gets in for 1. We get Serra Ascendant. Okay. So let's go to combat, see if they have another Trickster. They do. Yep, so they keep it at 3-3. We can get in with Daxos, but it's only a 1-for-1, which doesn't seem worth it to me. I think they're going to go Birth of Meletus to open up Ajani, Strength of the Pride, grab a Plains out of our deck. And I'm thinking that I hit them with a Tactician. We'll do it on their end step. I don't mind taking this damage, because it almost certainly eats a counter out of them, which means no more Tricksters, in theory. Light up the stage. Now a Mayhar and a land. Okay, so they've got their Wizard Lord, which might be incentivized to play next turn, and Stormkin. Trigger Pridemate. We will tap, tap. Could crack their Storm Tamer if they really wanted to. Seems like a poor use of a trigger, but never know, right? Alright, so we're going to go Pridemate while they are tapped out. So we want to grow that Pridemate out of Wizard's Lightning range. And yeah, they've had enough, because we get 2 triggers there, 2 triggers with the Ascendant. Go up to 29. And if we gain 1 more point of life, this becomes a 6-6. We're also gaining life off the Birth of Meletus, so they just cannot keep up tempo-wise, and we win the game. Primates, eh? Okay, we're in, and this hand's garbage. It's not that bad, actually. Let's take it. If we can get lands all the way up to turn 5, then we get to actually do the Hoplite thing, which is really all I need to do. These games officially serve no purpose except for to get a good Hoplite attack. Opponent on Lava Runner. Okay, it probably means that they're on the ability to kill this Soul Warden, but we're going to play it out anyway. Could play out the Pridemate so that we have the Soul Warden to trigger on Hoplite instead, but let's just get it out of the way. Tap for 1. There's no way you pass, right? You don't pass here. Oh, it's Wizard Dude. I don't remember the name. Okay. So they're playing Blue-Red Wizards. Beat them once, we'll beat them again, right? Right? Maybe this time we'll actually get to do Hoplite shenanigans. We'll see. Adelaise only gets in for 2 points there. We're going to make sure that's all they do. Oh, we could play Soul Warden Pridemate. It's not bad, but they can do some serious damage with Adelaise if we don't kill it. So let's get it out of the way. And I think I will get in. Yeah, I want the Devotion around, because I literally have a sole purpose of playing this Hoplite for maximum possible value. So what my opponent does not matter. Land. Okay. Untap land into, assuming tap out, Storm Tamer with Wizard's Lightning up. Most likely. So we're going to play Soul Warden. We're going to play out the bait spells, essentially. There's the bait. Bait taken. And we'll get in for 3. Take our opponent to 14, and we're set up to do a big Hoplite. Doesn't get to trigger off of the Soul Warden, but makes a lot of 2/2s with the Benelish Marshal, which is pretty cool. So we just block here, because our opponent wants to push through that damage. They know bad things are going to happen. And they could go for a Wizard's Lightning for sure. They've got the Merfolk Trickster. How annoying. Daxos. Okay. Could play Daxos. That is our Soul Warden effect. Let's do it. We'll pass. Trying to preserve our life total. Opponent not going for the Merfolk Trickster. I guess they want to make sure Daxos doesn't do anything. Stormkin. They have to play it here, though. Otherwise, it just goes away. Game for 3. Yeah, they're going to lose that card on end step, so they have to play it. We need a land. Land for the dream. The dream! Are you ready? How about 8 2/2s? No! God! 8 2/2s, which is 8 triggers on the Pridemate. We go a Johnny. We do some ticking up. We gain some life. And we win. Well, opponent not interested in letting us play it out. That's a tilt. I feel like I've let my opponents play out their combos enough today that surely a little bit of karma should come my way and I should get some good vibes from our opponents, but not interested, I guess. So it is what it is. This card's very bad. I think that's the conclusion we're coming to on today's video. Very much should just commit to like a Pridemate strategy. The deck kind of lends itself to that. You get rid of your Benelish Marshals, put Lindens in instead, get some Heliods in here as well. Things like that. And then the deck just becomes a Pridemate deck. Didn't want it to be a Pridemate deck, but it kind of turned into one. And yeah, just making Hoplite work. It's too much like hard work. It works in Artisan events because there's less removal and it's not as fast as maybe the format in Historic is. And I noticed that we had lots of rematches with people, so maybe Historic is just dead. I don't know. Lots and lots and lots of rematches. But, you know, it's not my format. But, you know, playing in it from time to time is okay. There's some cool stuff you can do. Historic Brawl, far better than Historic. But, you know. Anyway, if you did enjoy the deck, make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know what you liked about the deck down in the comment section below. If you hated the deck, let me know why you hated it down in the comment section below. I'm sure you'll do that anyway. But other than that, though, it's been a pleasure to make this video for you guys. Officially going to be back making videos, so hopefully you enjoy them. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.